Chapter 11. Sri Sadguru said, after drinking the nectar of grace and charm of Sri Krishna, through listening to description of them, many have become enchanted by him. Even the saintly seers get bewitched by the divine charm of Sri Krishna. Then what to speak of the gopis who are full of loving devotion to him? Many men assume femininity and cultivate devotion to Sri Krishna. Then what to speak of women themselves? Will a woman who is enchanted by Sri Krishna on listening to the descriptions of his elegance consequently respect an ordinary man? Even today, many women endowed with gopi bhava are filled with severe prem have ta- even today, many women endowed with gopi bhava and filled with sweet prem have taken Sri Krishna to be their husband. Parashurama Devacharya, the best of Sri Krishna's devotees, had a disciple named Sri Nagaridasa, who was also a devotee of Lord Krishna. He possessed all exemplary virtues. He was very brave and courageous and was capable of shattering the designs of mlechas. The Mahatma, a great Guru Bhakta, was attending on all sadhus unostentatiously and was protecting dharma. He had received a murti of Sri Natana, Gopala from his Guru. He was worshipping the Lord very systematically with all the offerings. The king Nagaridasa seated Sri Gopala on a throne of valuable gems, submitting the job of administration of his kingdom to him. He was carrying on the reign. As Bharata worshipped the sandals of Sri Rama, the king venerated Sri Gopala regularly, considering him to be the king and himself to be his minister. All the subjects of the kingdom who had that Vaishnavottama and a strict adherent of Dharma as their king became devotees of Sri Krishna. The king had a daughter of incomparable beauty named Gopakumari, aged 16. She was the very embodiment of kindness and had a very good disposition. She was an adept in music. She was always engaged in the service of Sri Krishna. She was very much interested in playing on the veena. She was not observing the common rules prescribed by the Vedas and the worldly customs. She was very much liked by her father. The sensitive girl was bewitched by the charm of Natana Gopala and developed inseparable attachment towards him. The king, who had genuine affection for his adolescent daughter, asked her thus once. Nagaridasa asked, my girl, you are of marriageable age, still you are playing about conducting yourself like a child. I am very much concerned as I am not able to find a husband suitable to your good qualities. Let Sri Krishna himself assume the responsibility of your marriage, you being his true devotee. All that are mine and myself are truly his possessions. Sri Sadguru said, listening to these words of her father, Gopakumari was slightly provoked and said thus. Gopakumari said, my dear father, don't you know my mind? Long back I have chosen Natanagopala as my master and refuge. Only he is my husband. How will my heart accept anyone else as my spouse now? Love has only one aim, only to attain that I am alive. Only to attain that I am alive. How do you decide to make me lose my chastity, talking of another man to be my husband? Sri Sadguru continued. Speaking thus, she heaved a long sigh and cried bitterly, repeating Sri Krishna's divine name again and again. At that, Sri Nagaridasa understood her deep devotion to Sri Krishna, and he was also moved by tears. Caressing his beloved daughter with great affection, he consoled her using gentle words. Nagaridasa said, my child, you are fortunate. I have become blessed as your father since. You are gifted with unswerving devotion for Sri Krishna. In this Kali Yuga, how can you win over Sri Krishna, the Deva and the Lord of Devi Lakshmi? Others can obtain the devotion that the gopis Others cannot obtain the devotion that the gopis cherished. Is that prem? If that prem is absent, Sri Krishna cannot be got with any efforts. Sri Krishna, the Lord of the gopis, is the head of all the devas. Not knowing your strength, how can you love him? Gopakumari replied, O father, being a wise man, why do you feel so sad? You alone are my guru. I was born as your daughter due to some special fortune of mine. I have loved only Sri Krishna right from my early years. I cannot bear the idea of marrying a mortal. I shall win over Sri Krishna, the Deva Deva, with the power of my devotion. If it is not possible, I shall give up my life. Sri Sadguru said. The king was taken aback to hear his daughter's words. He became very anxious as to how her desire would be fulfilled. The young girl became very emaciated within a short time due to agony of separation born of her love. Looking at her daughter, who was heaving long sighs, shedding tears day and night, and not giving up food and giving up food and water, her mother became very distressed. Once, in due time, captivated by their devotion, Sri Krishna appeared in the dream of the king and spoke thus. Sri Bhagavan said, O king, do not grieve. You are my devotee, and I am pleased with your devotion. Do not be anxious for your daughter, who is my beloved. I do not discriminate in protecting my devotees. Those who worship me with true devotion are not affected by Kali. I also have become fond of your charming daughter. Bring the modest girl to my sanctum. Sri Sadguru continued. Seeing Sri Krishna in his dream and listening to his sweet words, the king got up immediately and sent a word to his daughter. He informed her of what Sri Krishna had told him. In the morning, adorning Gopakumari very beautifully with exquisite dress and varied ornaments, he took her to the sanctum sanctorum of Sri Krishna at an auspicious time. At that time, Sri Natanagopala was overjoyed to meet his beloved. He married the daughter of Nagaridasa with all due religious rites. Thus, Gopakumari captivated Sri Krishna with the help of her devotion in the form of Gopi Bhava and won him over. Sri Krishna, who is the fountainhead of most wonderful deeds, is always in the easy grip of his devotees. Then, what is surprising of this sweet story? Thus ends chapter 11, entitled Nagaridasa Charitam of Book 5 of Shri Vaishnava Samhita, composed by Shri Krishna Premi Swamigal.